when you read the story, you can try to chant it almost.
All right, guys, we are live.
You want to start, Shruti, with the story? Can we take?
Very happy evening to each one of you who is watching us live. We are again excited to be streaming live today for the next 1 hour. And today is the day of Devi Karthiyayani. And we are going to explore with the yellow. And the color today is also yellow. More discussions post the story, chanting and meditations. So stay tuned with us. Preeta, you want to go, Sasha?
Can I read the story about Karthiyayani?
Yes.
Karthiyayani, Rise of the Unseen. Mahishasura was a buffalo demon, terrorizing all the worlds. He had a boon that he could only be defeated by a woman. He thought that there could never be a woman powerful enough to destroy him, and so considered himself immortal. He was drunk with power and arrogance. The devas prayerfully sought the guidance of the Trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva to defeat him. They shared in details the atrocities of Mahishasura. The anger of righteousness arose. Vishnu said, "Let us invoke the Devi by bringing forth the Shaktis from all the Devas. The collective energies of all the Shaktis will surely defeat this Asura." Upon hearing Vishnu's words, a flame of dazzling red-hued lights, which glowed like gems and pearls, sprang forth from the being of Brahma. It was joined by a brilliance, white radiance, which could not even be seen, and extended like a mountain that emanated from Shiva. A cooling and vast blue light came forth from Vishnu. Similar beams of lustrous and splendid light shone forth from the all devas, including Indra, Agni, Varuna, Kubera, Yama, and Vayu. The gods themselves were amazed at what they were witnessing. From this blaze of divine light manifested the glorious form of the Devi, a beauty and power so magnificent, astonishing to behold. Her beautiful white lotus-like face was created out of the blazing energy of Shiva. Her glossy black tresses tumbling down like thunder clouds were formed out of the light of Yama. Her 3 eyes came out of the energy of Agni. The 2 eyebrows of the Devi were black and forehead perfectly like the bow of Cupid, and came out of the energy of Santyaya, the twilights of the consciousness. Shall I continue?
Yeah, you can.
Continue.
Quite long.
Close it
Yeah,
out in
okay.
2-3 lines, yeah.
You
This is long
can read it
story.
like chant, Katyayana was
So if
created
people want to
from...
know about Katyayani, there is a very
Please.
good book written by Bhanumati Narsimhan. We are reading the stories on all the 9 nights. It's called Parashakti. It's available on Amazon. Do go buy it online. So you can just close it
Definitely.
out, Sasha.
So the whole book is written only about Katyayani.
No, it's all about Devi, Lalita,
About
stories.
all Devis. Mm-hmm.
And by
One of my
Bhanumati
favorite
Narasimha, it must be very wise. So it's definitely recommended. We didn't know about that in Europe.
Yes, I think I've heard somewhere, but not in Europe, just was mentioned in life. Anyways, I'm continuing. From the lights of Vayu, her 2 ears were created. Her exquisite nose was fashioned out of the fire of Kubera, the lord of wealth. Her teeth, like rows of pearls, came out of the energy of Daksha. Her lower lips was deep red, and it came out of the fire of Aruna, the charioteer of the sun. Her beautiful upper lip came out of the energy of Kartika. Her 18 hands came forth from the brilliance of Vishnu, and her red fingers came out of the energy of the Vasus. Her breasts manifested themselves from the energy of Soma, and her meat body, including the navel, was created out of the energy of Indra. Her thighs and legs came from Varuna, and her womb from the earth. Her beauty and grace were unparalleled and intoxicating. Her voice was sonorous and lovely. The universe rejoiced in beholding her. The Devas then offered their weapons and other gifts to the Devi. The ocean presented her with a sparkling necklace and some very fine red silk. Vishwakarma, overflowing with gratitude, offered a divine jewel to adorn her diadem, blazing like 1,000 suns, white earrings, bracelets for her wrists and upper arms, and anklets studded with gems. The architect of the gods offered several beautiful ornaments for her neck, waist, fingers, all shining splendidly. Varuna offered a garland of fragrant lotuses that would never fade, and another Vaijayanti garland to adorn her delicate neck. The mountain Himalaya offered her various gems and a magnificent lions of golden color as her vahana. The Devi accepted and mounted the... I think that's enough. Yes, that's it. It can be continued, but yeah.
Yeah. So with this, we also have the Pratyangira chant today. It will be the last day of, Rajas. So also transitioning into the Sattva starting from tomorrow. Let's hear the Pratyangira and just do drop all the negative emotions that you have right away before we enter into that space of Sattva. Yeah?
Just a quick plug-in. Lots and lots of pujas are happening with Gurudev. So you can visit artofliving.org/Navratri. For next 3 days, you have exclusive Chandi Homa. Tomorrow there is a Maharudra Homa, the Sudarshan Homa that is happening. So these are beautiful moments that you get to spend with the living master and soak in. Today, I'm sure all of us saw the Mahaganpati Homa. It was so blissful. So do go in, and the prices are very, very nominal. So the URL is artofliving.org/Navratri to check out for the webcast for all the pujas.
We definitely do that. And there is a YouTube channel, Vedic Pujas, where also you can see that there's many every day is coming some yagyas and pujas in presence of Gurudev, and it's also live, and it's also very powerful. They did even Pratyangira Homa some days ago, and Maha Ati Rudra Yaya, and it's all just very, very powerful. So, just subscribe and yeah. So let's invite Pratyangira Devi.
Yes.
अनादिरूपाय नमः। ॐ अतिघोराय नमः। ॐ अथर्वणभद्रकार्यै नमः। ॐ उग्रकृत्याय नमः। ॐ उत्कृष्टाय नमः। ॐ कलाय नमः। ॐ कलाप्रियाय नमः। ॐ गौर्यै नमः। ॐ कालकालिन्यै नमः। ॐ कमलायै नमः। ॐ कमलास्यायै नमः। ॐ कलास्यायै नमः। ॐ कमलावत्यै नमः। ॐ कुलीनायै नमः। ॐ कुटिलायै नमः। ॐ कान्तायै नमः। ॐ कोकिलाकुलभाषिण्यै नमः। ॐ कीलकेन्द्यै नमः। ॐ कलायै नमः। ॐ काल्यै नमः। ॐ कालिकायै नमः। ॐ कपालिन्यै नमः। ॐ कपालगड्वाङ्गधारिण्यै नमः। ॐ कपालमालालङ्कृतायै नमः। ॐ केशिन्यै नमः। ॐ उषावत्तायै नमः। ॐ कंसाङ्ग्यै नमः। ॐ काणरात्रिप्रत्यङ्गिरायै नमः। ॐ केशवप्रियायै नमः। ॐ काश्यै नमः। ॐ कासापहायै नमः। ॐ काशिसङ्कासायै नमः। ॐ केशधायिन्यै नमः। ॐ कुण्डल्यै नमः। ॐ कुण्डलीस्थायै नमः। ॐ कुण्डलाङ्गदमण्डितायै नमः। ॐ कुशाभास्यै नमः। ॐ कुमुदिन्यै नमः। ॐ कुमुदप्रीतिवर्धिन्यै नमः। ॐ कुञ्जितकेशिन्यै नमः। ॐ कुन्दप्रियायै नमः। ॐ कुन्दरुच्यै नमः। ॐ कुरण्डमनमोहिन्यै नमः। ॐ कुरण्डनयनायै नमः। ॐ कुन्दायै नमः। ॐ कुरुवृन्दाभिनन्दिन्यै नमः। ॐ कुसुम्बकुसुमायै नमः। ॐ किञ्चित्मणक्किङ्किणिकायै नमः। ॐ अग्न्यै नमः। ॐ कठोरायै नमः। ॐ नरनायै नमः। ॐ घण्टायै नमः। ॐ कौमुद्यै नमः। ॐ कन्दुकण्ठिन्यै नमः। ॐ कपद्दिन्यै नमः। ॐ कपदिन्यै नमः। ॐ कटिन्यै नमः। ॐ कालकण्ठिकायै नमः। ॐ विघ्नहस्तायै नमः। ॐ कृष्णाङ्घ्रै नमः। ॐ कुमार्यै नमः। ॐ कुरुन्दाकुसुमप्रियायै नमः। ॐ कुञ्जरस्थायै नमः। ॐ कुञ्जलधायै नमः। ॐ कुन्दिन्यै नमः। ॐ कुम्भस्थलद्वयायै नमः। ॐ कुम्भिकायै नमः। ॐ कडभोजने नमः। ॐ कदलीजलसारिण्यै नमः। ॐ कुटिकायै नमः। ॐ कोटलस्थायै नमः। ॐ गङ्गायै नमः। ॐ गण्डशेखरायै नमः। ॐ एकान्तवासिन्यै नमः। ॐ किञ्चित्कम्पमानशिरोरुहायै नमः। ॐ कादम्बर्यै नमः। ॐ अनङ्गस्थायै नमः। ॐ कुङ्कुमप्रेमधारिण्यै नमः। ॐ कुटुम्बिनीप्रियायुक्तायै नमः। ॐ रतये नमः। ॐ रतुतये नमः। ॐ प्रियायै नमः। ॐ कात्यायन्यै नमः। ॐ कृत्तिकायै नमः। ॐ कार्तिकीयगुणवद्भिन्यै नमः। ॐ कामवत्यै नमः। ॐ कामधात्र्यै नमः। ॐ कामेश्यै नमः। ॐ काममण्डितायै नमः। ॐ कामरूपायै कामोहिताय नमः ॐ अग्नियै नमः ॐ केसर्यै नमः ॐ कञ्जाय नमः ॐ कञ्जरीकरीक्षणाय नमः ॐ कलाय नमः ॐ करकाय नमः ॐ करनाथाय नमः ॐ केलनप्रियाय नमः ॐ करांशवे नमः ॐ केलिन्यै नमः ॐ खड्वाय नमः ॐ करखड्वाङ्गधारिण्यै नमः ॐ करकण्ठिन्यै नमः ॐ नित्यात्यै नमः ॐ दण्डवीस्थिराय नमः ॐ दण्डप्रियाय नमः ॐ दण्डकाव्याय नमः ॐ सेन्द्रकण्ठाय नमः ॐ कञ्जन्यै नमः ॐ गङ्गायै नमः ॐ गोदावर्यै नमः ॐ गौर्यै नमः ॐ गोमत्यै नमः ॐ गौतम्यै नमः ॐ मुह्यविद्यायै नमः ॐ पङ्कज्यै नमः ॐ जगनायै नमः ॐ दारुण्यै नमः ॐ गरुडध्वजायै नमः ॐ गीतायै नमः ॐ गीतप्रियायै नमः ॐ गोत्राय नमः ॐ गोत्रक्षयकरिणे नमः ॐ गदाय नमः ॐ गिरिगोपालदुहिताय नमः ॐ भोगाय नमः ॐ गोकुलवर्धिन्यै नमः ॐ हस्तन्यै नमः ॐ धनलक्ष्यै नमः ॐ धनोर्वै नमः ॐ धननिस्मनाय नमः ॐ पूतारिण्यै नमः ॐ पूतकर्ण्यै नमः ॐ पूतपरिवारिताय नमः ॐ घण्टानादप्रियाय नमः ॐ घण्टाय नमः ॐ धनाय नमः ॐ मोनप्रवाहिन्यै नमः ॐ घोररूपाय नमः ॐ घोराय नमः ॐ घोररूपिण्यै नमः ॐ घोररूपेण भासिताय नमः ॐ भूरिप्रीत्यै नमः ॐ धनाञ्जन्यै नमः ॐ घृतास्यै नमः ॐ धनमुष्ट्यै नमः ॐ घटाय नमः ॐ घटामृताय नमः ॐ घटास्याय नमः ॐ घटनाद्यै नमः ॐ घातबाधनिवारिण्यै नमः ॐ चञ्चरीकाय नमः ॐ चकोर्यै नमः ॐ चामुण्डाय नमः ॐ चीरधारिण्यै नमः ॐ चातुर्यै नमः ॐ चपलाय नमः ॐ चारणे नमः ॐ चेलाय नमः ॐ चलाचलाय नमः ॐ चतुश्चिरन्तनाय नमः ॐ चाकाशियाय नमः ॐ चावीकरसव्याय नमः ॐ चाविन्यै नमः ॐ चपलाय नमः ॐ शम्भवे नमः ॐ चिन्ताय नमः ॐ चिन्तामण्यै नमः ॐ चिताय नमः ॐ चातुर्वर्णमय्यै नमः ॐ चञ्चच्चौराय नमः ॐ चापाय नमः ॐ चमत्कृत्यै नमः ॐ चक्रवर्तिवध्वे नमः ॐ चक्राय नमः ॐ चक्राङ्गाय नमः ॐ चक्रमोदिन्यै नमः ॐ चेतश्चर्यै नमः ॐ चित्तवृत्त्यै नमः ॐ अचेताय नमः ॐ चेतनप्रदाय नमः ॐ साम्बेयै त्र्यम्बकप्रीताय नमः ॐ चण्ड्यै नमः ॐ चण्डालवासिन्यै नमः ॐ चिरञ्जीविन्यै नमः ॐ सिन्धापुरमूलनिवासिन्यै नमः ॐ चलिकायै नमः ॐ चक्रमध्यस्थायै नमः ॐ चित्रायै नमः ॐ केतकर्ण्यै नमः ॐ चितायै नमः ॐ सुन्दरी बालयित्यै नमः ॐ सुन्दरी फणिभस्मनायै नमः ॐ चलिन्यै नमः ॐ चलवच्चिन्नायै नमः ॐ चिलिकायै नमः ॐ छेदकृत्यै नमः ॐ शक्तिन्यै नमः ॐ चामुण्डस्यै नमः ॐ छायायै नमः ॐ छायाकृते नमः ॐ शक्त्यै नमः ॐ जयायै नमः ॐ जयरायै नमः ॐ यात्यै नमः ॐ तिरुम्बिन्यै नमः ॐ यामलायुधायै नमः ॐ जपापुष्पप्रियायै नमः ॐ जयायै नमः ॐ जाभ्यायै नमः ॐ जगज्जनन्यै नमः ॐ जम्बूप्रियायै नमः ॐ जयस्थायै नमः ॐ जङ्गमायै नमः ॐ जङ्गमप्रियायै नमः ॐ जन्तवे नमः ॐ जन्तुप्रदानायै नमः ॐ जलकर्णायै नमः ॐ जलप्रवायै नमः ॐ जाताप्रियायै नमः ॐ जटाजूटधारिण्यै नमः ॐ जीवनस्थानै नमः ॐ जीवूतसदृशच्छवये नमः ॐ जन्यायै नमः ॐ जनहितायै नमः ॐ जायायै नमः ॐ जम्भायै नमः ॐ जम्बिललालिन्यै नमः ॐ जवदायै नमः ॐ जवद्वाहायै नमः ॐ जमात्यै नमः ॐ ज्वरहायै नमः ॐ ज्वरायै नमः ॐ ज्वालाकरालवदनायै नमः ॐ जञ्जालिलमय्यै नमः ॐ जञ्जायै नमः ॐ जनत्नारकरालय नमः ॐ जिन्दीसायै नमः ॐ जस्यकृतवे नमः ॐ जम्भायवत्नासनिवारिण्यै नमः ॐ कङ्कालस्थायै नमः ॐ कण्ठधरायै नमः ॐ कङ्कालाकारणायै नमः ॐ भस्यै नमः ॐ चतुरायै नमः ॐ तीर्थ्यै नमः ॐ दिण्डीरवसनाकृतायै नमः ॐ गण्डावीरमय्यै नमः ॐ गण्डायै नमः ॐ जनत्कारकरायै नमः ॐ रसायै नमः ॐ धमरुकधारिण्यै नमः ॐ नागिन्यै नमः ॐ नामर्यै नमः ॐ नागिनीपरिसेवितायै नमः ॐ दिण्डिमध्वनिनन्दिन्यै नमः ॐ दत्ताप्रियस्मरायै नमः ॐ दत्तायै नमः ॐ दम्भिन्यै नमः ॐ तापिन्यै नमः ॐ अरुण्यै नमः ॐ कुन्दिलायै नमः ॐ कुन्दायै नमः ॐ तामस्यै नमः ॐ तपप्रियायै नमः ॐ ताम्रायै नमः ॐ ताम्राम्बरायै नमः ॐ तार्यै नमः ॐ कालीकलविभूषिण्यै नमः ॐ त्रैलोक्यविजयायै नमः ॐ सुरङ्गायै नमः ॐ त्वरितायै नमः ॐ तोतायै नमः ॐ तोतलायै नमः ॐ तारिण्यै नमः ॐ कुलायै नमः ॐ तापत्रयहराय नमः ॐ ताराय नमः ॐ तालकेश्यै नमः ॐ तमालिन्यै नमः ॐ तमालफलवत्श्यामाय नमः ॐ तालस्वरवत्यै नमः ॐ तमाय नमः ॐ तामस्यै नमः ॐ अविश्राय नमः ॐ विनेत्राय नमः ॐ तीव्राय नमः ॐ तीव्रपराक्रमाय नमः ॐ तटस्याखिलाय नमः ॐ लीलाभ्राय नमः ॐ कारुण्ये नमः ॐ तपनद्युग्ने नमः ॐ तिलोत्तमाय नमः ॐ निरगन्धे नमः ॐ तारकाधीशशेखराय नमः ॐ निरपुष्पप्रियाय नमः ॐ ताराय नमः ॐ तारकेशपुरन्दिन्यै नमः ॐ भानुपत्न्यै नमः ॐ इतिकन्यै नमः ॐ शास्त्रायै नमः ॐ नवमद्भिन्यै नमः ॐ सिद्ध्यै नमः ॐ स्थैर्यायै नमः ॐ अनिष्ठायै नमः ॐ सामर्थ्ये नमः ॐ स्थूलनिग्रहाय नमः ॐ नन्दिन्यै नमः ॐ दण्डिन्यै नमः ॐ दीनाय नमः ॐ दरिद्राधीनवत्सलाय नमः ॐ देव्यै नमः ॐ देवपद्ये नमः ॐ दैत्यधमन्ये नमः ॐ दन्तभूषणाय नमः ॐ दयावत्ये नमः ॐ दमवत्ये नमः ॐ दमनाय नमः ॐ दाडिमस्तन्ये नमः ॐ दन्तशूलविहाय नमः ॐ दैत्यधारिण्ये नमः ॐ दुष्टग्रहविनाशिन्ये नमः ॐ देवदाननाय नमः ॐ लोलाक्रीडाय नमः ॐ दयानने नमः ॐ दम्पत्यै नमः ॐ देवतामये नमः ॐ निधिकनकाम्बोन्भाय नमः ॐ यशाय नमः ॐ दिव्यकनकाम्बोन्भाय नमः ॐ दीपस्मिताय नमः ॐ दोषादोषहर्ये नमः ॐ दोषकारिण्ये नमः ॐ दुर्गाय नमः ॐ दुर्गारूपाय नमः ॐ दुर्गाक्षिशमन्ये नमः ॐ दुर्गमाय नमः ॐ दुर्गवासिन्ये नमः ॐ दुर्गन्धनासिन्ये नमः ॐ दुस्साय नमः ॐ दुस्वप्नसंहारिण्ये नमः ॐ दुर्वाराय नमः ॐ दुर्गुदिध्वनाय नमः ॐ दूरकाय नमः ॐ मूर्तिर्विन्ये नमः नाहाय नमः ॐ नाग्ये नमः ॐ नयागाय नमः ॐ मुहिताय नमः ॐ यशाय नमः ॐ धुरन्धराय नमः ॐ धुरीराय नमः ॐ गौरेयै नमः ॐ घनहायिन्ये नमः ॐ धीराय नमः ॐ धीराधरिण्ये नमः ॐ धर्मदाय नमः ॐ धीरमानसाय नमः ॐ धनुर्धराय नमः ॐ नविन्ये नमः ॐ धूर्ताय नमः ॐ धूर्तपरिग्रहाय नमः ॐ धूमलोचनाय नमः ॐ धूमवर्णाय नमः ॐ धूमपानाय नमः ॐ धूमलाय नमः ॐ धूममोदिन्ये नमः ॐ नलिन्ये नमः ॐ नन्दिनीरन्ध्रायै नमः ॐ नन्दिन्ये नमः ॐ नन्दबालिकायै नमः ॐ नागेन्द्रभूषणायै नमः ॐ नागपाशधारिण्यै नमः ॐ नवीनायै नमः ॐ नर्मदायै नमः ॐ नन्देभ्यै नमः ॐ नियमनिश्चयायै नमः ॐ नरसिंहमालालङ्कृतायै नमः ॐ निर्मलायै नमः ॐ निगमाचारायै नमः ॐ निम्नकायै नमः ॐ नग्नियायै नमः ॐ निम्ने नमः ॐ निग्रहानुग्रहायै नमः ॐ नागायै नमः ॐ निरन्तरायै नमः ॐ निध्यै नमः ॐ निर्लेपायै नमः ॐ निर्गुणायै नमः ॐ नित्यायै नमः ॐ नत्यै नमः ॐ नीलग्रीवायै नमः ॐ निरीहायै नमः ॐ निरञ्जनायै नमः ॐ निरञ्जनजनेनव्यै नमः ॐ नवनीतप्रियायै नमः ॐ नान्यै नमः ॐ नरकार्णवतारिण्यै नमः ॐ नारायण्यै नमः ॐ निराकारायै नमः ॐ निगुणायै नमः ॐ निगुणप्रियायै नमः ॐ निशायै नमः ॐ निद्रायै नमः ॐ नरेन्द्रस्थायै नमः ॐ नमितायै नमः ॐ नमितायै नमः ॐ निर्गुण्डिकायै नमः ॐ निर्गुण्डायै नमः ॐ निर्मांसायै नमः ॐ नासिकाभिधायै नमः ॐ अताकिन्यै नमः ॐ अताकायै नमः ॐ फलप्रीतियशस्विन्यै नमः ॐ परमन्तयन्त्रसन्तानशनायै नमः ॐ दीनायै नमः ॐ दीनस्तनायै नमः ॐ अग्ने नमः ॐ भवनाशनसायिन्यै नमः ॐ अनायै नमः ॐ अनागरायै नमः ॐ परमेश्वरप्रियायै नमः ॐ आदायै नमः ॐ आगतृत्यवतिप्रियायै नमः ॐ पवनस्थायै नमः ॐ सुपवनायै नमः ॐ तपसि प्रीतिवर्धिन्यै नमः ॐ पशुवृद्धिकर्यै नमः ॐ पुष्ट्यै नमः ॐ पोषण्यै नमः ॐ पुष्पवर्धिन्यै नमः ॐ पुष्पिन्यै नमः ॐ पुस्तकधरायै नमः ॐ उन्नागतलवासिन्यै नमः ॐ पुरन्दरप्रियायै नमः ॐ प्रेतवाहनायै नमः ॐ प्रीत्यै नमः ॐ पुरमार्गनिवासिन्यै नमः ॐ केशायै नमः ॐ आशकरायै नमः ॐ आशबन्धायै नमः ॐ आंशुलायै नमः ॐ असवे नमः ॐ अटायै नमः ॐ अटासायै नमः ॐ परमन्त्रविधानिन्यै नमः ॐ परयन्त्रनाशिन्यै नमः ॐ परशुधारिण्यै नमः ॐ परकृत्यविध्वंसिन्यै नमः ॐ आशिन्यै नमः ॐ आपद्यै नमः ॐ अधिपत्यै नमः ॐ अतितायै नमः ॐ अपतितायै नमः ॐ पिशाच्यै नमः ॐ पिशाचज्ञै नमः ॐ निशितासनतोषितायै नमः ॐ आनदायै नमः ॐ आनपात्रायै नमः ॐ सारदानकलोच्यताय नमः ॐ केशाप्रसिद्धे नमः ॐ पीयूषाय नमः ॐ पूर्णाय नमः ॐ पूर्णमनोरथाय नमः ॐ अतगर्भाय नमः ॐ अतद्धात्राय नमः ॐ पुण्याय नमः ॐ पुराय नमः ॐ अन्तिकाय नमः ॐ अन्तमग्नाय नमः ॐ आम्यै नमः ॐ अञ्जनस्थिताय नमः ॐ पञ्चम्यै नमः ॐ पञ्चयामाय नमः ॐ परमाय नमः ॐ पञ्चदाय नमः ॐ पञ्चमप्रियाय नमः ॐ पञ्चमुद्राय नमः ॐ पुण्डरीकाय नमः ॐ पिङ्गळाय नमः ॐ पिङ्गलोचनाय नमः ॐ प्रियङ्गमञ्जर्यै नमः ॐ पिण्यै नमः ॐ पुनहस्ताय नमः ॐ पण्डिताय नमः ॐ पाण्डुरप्रभाय नमः ॐ प्रेतभोजिन्यै नमः ॐ प्रेतासनाय नमः ॐ निरालिप्ताय नमः ॐ पाण्डव्यै नमः ॐ पीतसापहाय नमः ॐ हरिण्यै नमः ॐ फलदात्र्यै नमः ॐ फलश्रियै नमः ॐ मणिभूषणाय नमः ॐ भूत्कारकालिन्यै नमः ॐ स्माराय नमः ॐ फुल्लाय नमः ॐ फुल्लाम्बुजासनाय नमः ॐ निरङ्गाय नमः ॐ स्फीतमध्ये नमः ॐ स्फीत्यै नमः ॐ स्फीतिकर्यै नमः ॐ मनमायाय नमः ॐ बलारात्यै नमः ॐ बलिन्यै नमः ॐ बलपुष्टिकर्यै नमः ॐ बलवर्धिन्यै नमः ॐ वेणुवाद्याय नमः ॐ वनचर्यै नमः ॐ वीराय नमः ॐ वनमालिन्यै नमः ॐ मन्यै नमः ॐ वनजात्यै नमः ॐ वनविनोदिन्यै नमः ॐ विजयिन्यै नमः ॐ विद्याय नमः ॐ विद्याप्रदाय नमः ॐ विद्यामोहिन्यै नमः ॐ वेदारण्याय नमः ॐ वेदिन्यै नमः ॐ वेददाय नमः ॐ वेदबलाय नमः ॐ वेददायिन्यै नमः ॐ गुणमात्रे नमः ॐ बुद्धाय नमः ॐ वनमालावत्यै नमः ॐ वराय नमः ॐ वरदाय नमः ॐ सुभारसाय नमः ॐ वारुण्यै नमः ॐ वीराय नमः ॐ वीरावादनतत्पराय नमः ॐ विनोदिन्यै नमः ॐ विनोदस्नाय नमः ॐ वैष्णव्ये नमः ॐ विष्णुवल्लभाय नमः ॐ विद्याय नमः ॐ वैद्यचिकित्साय नमः
It's one of our favorite Devis today. It's Karthiyayani, as well as we recently heard of Pratyangira Devi as well. So, a few questions on that. It said that she's somebody who keeps traveling, so she's not static, but she just keeps traveling. and then she's endless and forever. So ask you, what is your interpretation of this? Something that is always traveling, and something that is endless and forever. Vera, we'll start with you.
Okay, we start. Well, this traveling means that she always here in this world, but she's manifested where it's needed. Because when we heard the story about Karthiyayani, we heard it's very beautiful that all of the gods, they gave the weapon or something, or they all participated in creation this Shakti, and the demon was sort of like, how can I be defeated by the woman? But I would see that as a metaphorical, because it's Shakti, and behind every dev there is Shakti. And the same thing we can see that if there is a war, let's say people are fighting to defend their homeland or their families or something, and if it's only one, there's hardly any chance. But when it's many people united by this idea, to defend something what is precious for them, and they all unite, somebody might be, before he was engineer, somebody was working on the field, somebody did this, somebody did that, right? And all of it have a Shakti, and they all unite and they give this, this power. And this is when the Shakti, such a universal big Shakti as Katyayani, is created, having all these weapons and all these perfect qualities to defeat something what is wrong. What is this demon symbolizing? First of all, is even this, oh, nobody can defeat me. This is the highest form of ignorance. The ambitions to say that I'm the supreme, I am more important than anybody else. I can do what I want. Nobody can defeat me. Nobody can stop me. Right? And yet, he's defeated by Shakti, and in the form of woman. It's even more sort of, showing him that all your beliefs, whatever you say, it's all just illusion. You will be defeated because those illusions just made you climb so high, and it's just like this. And all the gods who might actually be, they might be not, doing completely different things, but they all got together to when it was a danger, and they all unite and they created that, that universal Shakti for the benefit of everyone, to defeat that demon. So, and that's the traveling means that she's everywhere and she's always there, right? Yet she manifests where it's needed. It might be in like one human consciousness, which is just got so full of ambitions and so full of this self, right? Like, oh, I'm a manager of this company, I have created, or I'm a politician, I'm a president, I'm just this. No, you are not this. It's just people have helped you to be there. You are not just I am this. No, your success and everything, it's just it's the bliss of God. It's a Shakti, and it's the result of the work of unity of the other people, right? So Katyayani might be manifested in the consciousness of one person to show the right thing, to just delete these illusions. Or it can be manifested in a sort of bigger way, if it's a war, or if it's any social movement or something, when there is illusion, when there is somebody who is doing something wrong, harming the others for their own wrong ideas, she appears there to make it all right. So that's my sort of vision of that. And later I tell something about Pratyangir Devi, but please, Shruti, Sasha, Prita, James, tell what you think.
So basically, for me, when I think about the energy that travels, it's more of how your Shakti within you, which is the Kundalini Shakti, that travels upward and through your subtle energy centers, which open up. Like your Sushubna Nadi is where that the traveling happens, the complete traveling happens for the energy, and then you feel that absolute bliss, right? So Preeta, can you just tell me the second question that you had?
That it's endless and forever. That's something that is traveling, is endless and forever.
So when you see, Guruji always tells about the seventh chakra, that is the Sahasrar, which is always bliss, And then Guruji says when you further go up, there is the Yapini chakra, and when that Shakti travels to your Yapini chakra, this chakra, then you will see that it is endless, endless bliss, endless, happiness, and you can travel to different dimensions, not just this dimension of life. So the Shakti just doesn't pervade in this consciousness, through the body. The human body is only the body which is blessed to feel this presence, and feel these dimensions in life. So the enlightened, that is why it is said that the enlightened can easily travel to different dimensions of life. Yeah. So that's a very short understanding of mine, where the Shakti travels. I think it's all within ourselves. Yes, Hasha.
Yes, I think it's also what I can add. It's maybe that endless means that she's beyond the time, and traveling means she's beyond the space. Those dimensions are not nothing to the Devi. They are not exist in that space of devas, because these rules apply only on a material life, our 3D world.
Completely agree with you, Sasha. Completely.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's no two thoughts.
So beautiful. So moving on to the second set of questions, So, we pray to her as someone who bestows happiness. So, now what is this happiness? And the second thing is, she's radiance, like she shines forever. So, the radiance in any being is this Devi of Pratyangira, and she's a lion-faced goddess. So there is a certain valor associated, pride and valor associated being, with the lion, and that's what she represents. And yeah, so these three things. She's the bestower of happiness. She's that radiance that is ever shining, and then the she adorns a lion face. So we can take it up. Vera?
Well, yes. Talking about this, the lion face. The lion is, as you know, is always a symbol of bravery. The lion is out of all the predator animals in the wild nature, is the strongest, and the lion is not afraid of anyone, right? Yet the lion hunts only when it's needed. The lion doesn't go and just kill for fun or something. The lion just hunts when he's hungry or something, or the lioness needs to feed the children. So yet there is a certain justice, there is a fairness, right? So yeah, for the predators, it's their nature to hunt, right? So, and the lion, yeah, as we see, is a symbol of being brave, being unstoppable, right? And yeah, you can see it's a bit sort of like a furious form, which is sort of giving you the message that she will not stop until she gets that justice. She gets what is she comes to defend, to protect. And Pratyangira, or also called Narasimhi, is one of Ashtamatrikas, and she's known as a Shakti to Lord Narasimha, who is known to come to this world to save a devotee. Yeah, the devotee Prahlad, who was tormented by the king, yeah, who who wanted to stop him praying Lord Vishnu. And so this is very symbolic. Again, you have the king, somebody who is sitting high, and somebody who is thinking that he can dictate to the others how they can worship God. I don't want them to worship the God in the form of Vishnu, or in the form of Krishna, or in the form of this or that, right? But you cannot stop this. You have to have a freedom of religion. And if this Prahladi wants to pray to God in the form of Vishnu, there is no person should be, whatever king or whoever he is, should be taking himself so high to actually, not allow that. So Lord Narasimha came and showed that king where is his place, and came in such a raged form, right? Because sometimes this is the impression, when nothing else works, then it comes in this form, in the form of lion, or something which is really just impresses, this shining radiance, brave, so. And this should be also like inside all of us, as this radiance which guides you towards the light. And as it said, that the traveling, this energy which goes higher to the heart, to this Ajna chakra, from the lower, when you just think only it's me, it's all me, it's my little desires. No, when it travels here, and you become, you feel more belongingness to everyone, you feel the part of this world, and then you are here, you see the things clear, right? And your actions will be clear, that you're guided by this, but by not harming anyone, by defending and preserving the good and fair, right? This is very important in our today's society. When people feel disconnected, they think that I'm the most important, and what I want, I will do just to get it. And this hurts the others. It causes massive problems. People don't abide to the law. They just do all this. But if they would feel the part of the society, so their ego needs to be, chopped. And this is why you see this, the weapon. It's all symbolic. The light just blinds you and completely removes the illusion, and this weapon just cuts your illusions, your selfishness. So you realize that I am together with all of them, and this world is not just mine or theirs, it's everybody's. The God made this world beautiful place, and we just have to preserve it. Not to think about grabbing a bigger piece of wealth or doing, all for me. No. My happiness is the happiness of all the others. My peace is that the others have peace. So this is how I see that. So please, Shruti, Sasha.
For me, I think, like you said, the lion is valor, and the Pratyangara Devi is actually a symbol of valor as well as Shiva and Shakti. The power of Shiva and Shakti. So wherever the valor is needed, the Shakti takes her form. She shows it like a lioness, and whenever there is some destruction, because Shiva is always talked about in the forms of transformation or destruction. So when there is a destruction needed or transformation needed, this is what happens to when we chant actually Pratyangara Devi. Sasha, do you want to add some more?
Yes, I agree with you. And I don't know what to add actually. So many things been said already.
Yeah.
But I think that in Kali Yuga, if I understood correct, 25% of people remain righteousness, but all others, anyways, like somehow they will be engaged in selfish and arrogant activities and distorted activities. So I don't know. It is not clear yet for me what is happening. Is it like how it should be and what we all can do? If it's already written that everything is goes on the divine plan.
You see,
Yeah.
the divine. It's like some people, they just see that, when they hear this, that divine takes care of everything. They see that in a wrong way. That divine is somebody who sits in heaven and just just does like this and everything is fixed, right? This is like in a way of like a Christian sort of people who are Christians. Sometimes they just have this sort of perception that the divine is somebody who just will take care of everything, right? All you need to do is just you go and pray and you go to heaven, right? You can do maybe some wrong things and this and that, but all you do is just go to a temple, pray, and you will go to heaven, right? Divine will take care of those people or these people or that situation. But the Advaita is teaching us that there is nothing else but the divine. The energy is, the Shakti and Shiva is omnipresent. It's everywhere. It's just in every living being, in every there is nothing apart from the God, divine. And when we say that the divine will take care of that, is absolutely true. But as you see, it's manifested through many different forms. And each one of us has this, we have this energy in us. And it said that human beings, they have the choice. When your energy is high, you see what is the right and you act. And whatever many people around you, they might be poisoned by illusions. They might be just doing something wrong and justifying it by whatever they want. But when you are shining, still you're shining, like you have this in you. You can be example. You have to be, there's a word like stumbling. You have to be unshaken. Not to allow the others, whoever they are, to break you or to take you away from the path or to do something that is not, that is hurting the others, making something wrong, right? So, and this, what actually, what message Guruji gives to the world. It doesn't matter how many people, what they do, but you by yourself, just being pure, being, light, and you also making a change. Somebody can fight for the right thing. Somebody can just having the mind pure and just this works. We'll have different functions, but most important is just to keep that fire in us, being fearless.
Beautiful. It's so true, And we are really glad to see the forest behind. Is that the forest? I haven't seen trees in some time, James.
Yeah,
We like your shades as well.
thank you.
Sarja just dropped out. So the final question. Okay, we'll take it up with Shruti and then maybe we'll go with James and then Vera. Is this is again as she Sasha and Shruti and even Vera. We are speaking about being righteous and doesn't matter somebody who is in power doesn't have the right. Maybe that is what Devi Narsimhi or Pratyangira or Karthiyayani is telling us, right? So we looked upon as, as Shruti said, maybe, the Vyapini chakra and the Sasrar chakra. So the bliss there is endless and forever. The last set of question I would like to ask is it's so beautiful that we start with one thing and we branch out. So she is represented as Mahalakshmi as well. So she gives wealth, she gives knowledge in form of Mahasaraswati, and she also cuts or transforms as Mahakali, right? So in form of Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, and Mahakali, she bestows the devotees with ever abundance, wealth, and joy and prosperity. It's the first question. One of the most interesting ones that I would want every one of you to answer is, we call something as Maya or illusion or the apparent reality. I think James yesterday was saying maybe it's just a dream, maybe that what we're talking now may also be a dream. We might be sleeping. So this Devi is worshipped as being the ultimate form of Maya. So and she also allows us to recognize this, changing nature and helps us come out of it. So I hope you got the two questions. I will start with Shruti.
Correct. So I'll start with the second question. Like when we are in the duality, you will always find Maya, like we were already discussing. The duality always shows Maya. That's where you're caught up in the I, me, myself, and my family, and all that stuff. But Guruji says it very beautifully. The moment you start some practices in your life, when you start doing some meditation, Sudarshan Chakra Kriya, or maybe just if you have been doing a couple of advanced courses, what happens? All these dualities start dissolving. Yeah. And somewhere, when you keep doing your advanced course, when you keep going into silence, I think you become a lot more uh, sensitive, as well as you start becoming more sensible towards life. Yeah. So see, that is what happens when you start becoming sensitive and sensible. Then you will see that the Devis have, actually the Shakti within you is actually blessing you with all that you need in life. Because one, your belief system starts changing. First, in the duality form, what is happening? People are not good. This is not good. Maybe I am not good. Either you blame yourself or you blame the people around you. But when you're becoming, as one consciousness, you become a more reflective person. And when you're becoming a reflective person, you just see it as, okay, fine, it's my body. Maybe in this form, it's like this. And in that form, it behaves like that. And when you start becoming sensitive as well as sensible, you start acknowledging what is happening on the outer side. But when we talk about these devis like Mahakali, Ma Saraswati, they have their own qualities. Like when you're in your very, like if you see, I've heard every chakra of ours, represents a devi. So if you see that when these devis like slowly start, blossoming in ourselves. They start taking their, forms at various levels. So at some point you will see that you somehow become so, you're so like a Kali, like you just want to voice out, and you just want to express the righteousness. That this is not right. And the whole point is, when we as energies or Shakti talk about this, it's very clear. When you do certain practices in your life, you will see that it is a happening to you. It's not something that you have to sit and do. That's why we need to have a master, right? Why do we need to have a master? Is only to have this grace, to feel this oneness. Yeah, I remember the first course that I did. The first thing that we started with was, like accepting that we all are one. Yeah. So it's a huge thing, and it can have its own pros and cons, right? And these entire topics also come with their own understanding and perception, and it cannot be generalized. Okay, it just cannot be generalized. So otherwise, people are so smart, they use the knowledge as a knife, not as an umbrella. Yeah, they start killing people with that knife. So it's better we understand when a person takes a Rudra route, like a Kali route, then there is something that really someone has to think about. Why is this happening? Or if she's in that blissful state with you, anyone around you also, then there is a certain kind of environment that is being built, right? To become a Kali also, then you need to have an environment like that. You can't take the Kali route otherwise. To be in the Saraswati form, you need to have an environment which is a Saraswati form. Otherwise, you will not become like this. I think nobody becomes like that. Yeah. So it's very, very important for all of us. Like when we are talking about energy, we are talking about, these are not light topics, the way we are actually talking it so lightly in a very friendly manner. Like these are actually very, very deep topics. And if you start exploring yourself within, then you will know that, wow. And every time you'll be like astonished to see how how well this blossoming is happening within you. Yeah. So don't ever feel that I will only be a Durga, I'll be only a Saraswati, or maybe you can be a Pratyangira also, and you can be a Kali also. Yeah. So be open to that. What's your take, James, on it?
Wow, it's so beautiful. That's amazing the way you put it.
Oh my God. Your background is so amazing, James.
Yeah, right? Beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like the divine takes form in different ways. Like the Kali, like if we invoke the Kali, then we could overcome our fears. Like someone says like, oh, I'm scared of bees or something, then like invoke that Kali and kind of like put yourself in the situations where you can possibly get over it, which is really amazing. And this teacher Philip Fraser was talking yesterday about like someone who might not understand like Mother Divine, like all the rituals and things like that, the yagnas. Like why should we like do these fire rituals? Why should we even pray to her or anything? What is Mother Divine? Like what is that? And it's kind of like once we become subtle enough and like understand the nature, the universe, like we could put example of the phone. Like we understand that the phone is connected to the cellular tower. It can connect with so many people, has the capability to do so many things. Yet if we just look at the physical form of the phone and don't look at the mental and subtle aspects of the phone, then we're not able to access like certain powers, I guess, or certain Shakti or energy that could be channeled within us. In the same way, when we're worshiping the divine, like Devi or anything like that, we're kind of bringing the same type of energy, like the cellular data within us, to power a whole system, which is very beautiful. And another thing he said was that these chanting, the mantras and things like that, it kind of creates like a landing platform, like a plane coming down, like a runway. It allows subtle beings kind of like stay at the landing form and be there for a little bit and do whatever they have to do, and then go back up into the subtle areas, which is very beautiful. But you put it very beautifully with the non-duality and the duality of everything. So I think exactly like once you become more subtle and like do more Darshan Kriya and things like this, you just naturally start to become aware of what's around us and appreciate things. So very, very well done. Vera, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that these Puranas and all this what we just mentioned about the Devi killing the demons and the other things. It's the word killing or using the weapon to defeat something. It's a very metaphorical thing, right? And it's not used in the terms, and also the words right and wrong, they are not used in the terms of sort of a little human mind which just grows sometimes in a sort of very limited environment with own ideas and traditions and understanding what is right, what is wrong, right? And when this person maybe go somewhere else and see completely different culture and thinks, oh, this is wrong, I have to kill them, I have to punish them because they're doing wrong things. No, this is not that. The demon, first of all, what is let's say defeated by the mother in this furious form is the selfishness, the ego, is this sense of duality or ambitions which makes somebody think that I am that one, higher, better, more smart or more powerful than the others. That is the essence of that, right? It from a sort of symbolic act of cutting that ego on a way to from duality to unity, to realizing that you're neither big or small. You are part. You're one with all the world, with all the other living beings. And this is when you just on a spiritual path, you might be not perfect and not necessary everything what you think, what you read, you understand it right from the beginning. No, but you grow, you have master, you have Guruji, and slowly, you just start to sort of see the things differently. And when more you feel yourself naturally the part of everything, you just no way you're gonna want to kill somebody just because you think that they are bad. And you see, a very, very special thing is the Devi had been fighting with this demon and defeated him, not because she was thinking that he is bad. No, there is no such thing as judgment. It's just the action which comes through you, and this action is powered by the Shakti, powered by the divine. And talking about different forms like Mahakali, Mahasaraswati, Durga, Lakshmi, Pratyangira, Baglamukhi, many others. There's many forms of Shakti, and they all are presented in us, but they all appear at the right time, the right place, in the right situation. When you are in all peaceful environment, or just you are in a family, maybe your mother or whatever, wife, you just caring about your home, about your husband, about or you're doing your work, you're basically doing what Mahalakshmi does, preserving this world, developing it, caring. Yeah. Then your Saraswati is the wisdom, is this sort of very decisions, and it might be helping to expand this knowledge, to make more people sort of know that, or whatever, sort of, yeah. Or when Kali, Pratyangira, Bhagalamukhi comes, it's just when it's needed, And you do it not because of your personal thing that I think it's wrong. No, it's just when you purify yourself, it comes naturally, this energy. When it's needed to tell somebody something, to give this message that this is not. And when we all united and we see that there is an injustice, there is something wrong, we all unite and express this. But not for the violence, and not because we think so, or some religious leader or politician brainwashed people. No, this is natural. When we are connected with a God and with all of us, that is basically how I see that. Yeah.
So beautiful.
So beautiful.
And you have also the one form which is very interesting for me is Chinnamasta Devi. Is the one who cuts the head, and the blood flows into the sort of two the darkness of the bodies around her, right? So for me, this is like the act of sacrifice. But again, please understand, this is not physical. This, with all these spiritual matters, they are very subtle. And this is basically means that sacrificing the own ego, the own sort of self, everything what is wrong, what is just concepts, to make the world better, for the benefit of the others. And that is, I think, is a great, it all looks furious and scary maybe, but when you see love in that,
We'll take more on this tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll pick up tomorrow because we'd like to touch upon what is the spiritual representation of cutting the head, meaning cutting the concepts and the ego. So we'll take more on that tomorrow. And with this, let's all pray to Karthiyayani, Devi Pratyangira, to give us that valor and the courage that is very much needed. And as we glide on to Sattva tomorrow, hand it over to Shruti. Shruti, why don't you tell us what we do next?
Yes. So what I will do is I'll definitely invite you for the satsang that will be there with Guruji. We have loads of homas that are going around. Please log on to the different websites that's available. Do gather, do listen, do observe his pointings that are leading us back to where we have started from in life. If you feel called, please go and register. To the Navratri links that Preeta has already said. So with this wholeness, peace and love, we will end our day 6. Let's visit each other tomorrow for the day 7. And yes, we are already at day 6, 3 more days to go. Please celebrate, please pray, please surrender, and let the divine take over. Yeah. So Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.